because you are bigger doesn't mean that now you have to now take any riffraff that enters your life. For instance, we have Callie Thorpe, we have Chanel Ambrose, we have Tools, we have Monique and Sydney. I like that energy. There's just this element of settling, and it's really starting to annoy me. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Kanyinsola. Hope you're all doing well. If you are new here, please subscribe, and if you're coming back, welcome back to my channel. Don't know what that was about. Anyway, I really appreciate all the feedback I got in my last few videos. They really mean a lot. If you do like the videos, comment down below, guys. Comment down below. So I always want to make content that reflects the culture around me. And as much as I want to talk about job hunting and finances, which I feel like I actually need to delve in further, because a lot of you guys were messaging me with questions. So I think I need to go in further with those kind of videos, which I will do. But at the same time, I also like in my downtime talking about films, books, TV shows, which I've done it here on my channel before. And I watch a TV show that I feel like I need to talk about. Because there's just so many talking points, and it does touch on what I've talked about on my channel previously. This might sound really weird, but I feel like Instagram knows who I am and they know what to advertise to me. They always advertise like the blackety black stuff or things that feature black people. So I was minding my business on Instagram, scrolling through, and I saw an advert for this show called Shrill, which is what I'm going to be talking about, and then going on to another topic that I got from the show. Bear with me. And they use one of the best friends of the main character, that's it. The best friend of the main character, her name is Fran. They use her to advertise to me. And I know they did that on purpose. Nobody can tell me they didn't, because they knew I wouldn't have been attracted to the show if they did it the other way around. Anyway, I'm going off tangent. But I saw it and I was like, oh, this is very interesting. I might, I like the little clip. Let me delve in, go on my BBC iPlayer and find out what it's all about. So I went on to BBC iPlayer trying to watch it, and the first episode, I wasn't gripped. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was gripping, but I wasn't gripped. I was getting distracted, so I thought, let me leave it to marinate for a bit, and I'll come back to it in a week or two. And I went back to it. Thank God I did, because season 2 was way better than season 1. Like way better. So the show is basically about this girl called Annie. And Annie is a 20-something-year-old just trying to get through life, and she has a problematic boyfriend. She has a problematic manager at work. It's just problematic everywhere. And I didn't want to introduce her as a plus-size woman. I wanted to just introduce her as a person, because that is what she is before she's characterized by her body shape. And literally the whole premise of the show is just, it's not about her losing weight. It's not about her battling with her body, even though yes, there are parts of it that talks about that, but it's just about her just navigating through life as a 20-something-year-old would. And that's what I really liked about it. It was natural. It wasn't slapstick. It wasn't corny. We could all relate to what we were seeing on the screen. The show talks about like so many different things in this young lady's life. So first we go through this whole fat phobia in medicine. So the first episode, they touch on this because they talked about how this character, Annie, who is plus size, her main method of contraception had been the morning after pill. But no one at the pharmacy had told her that the morning after pill doesn't work if you're over a certain weight.
How is it defective?
It says that I'm pregnant, and that's impossible because I've been taking the morning after pill.
Oh, do you weigh over 175 pounds?
Yes.
The morning after pill is only dosed for women 175 pounds and under.
What?
And there's other methods around it, but no one had told her that. Then on top of that, they talked about fat phobia in the workplace. She had this really horrible manager that would just be making comments about her body or her lifestyle based on what she looked like. To have an amazing best friend, Fran, who's a dark-skinned Nigerian plus-size woman who's part of the LGBTQ plus community, and she's more sure on who she is, and she's so much more confident than the main character that we're following.
So I thought I should at least buy myself dinner. I mean, I haven't been alone in so long, so tonight I'm just gonna get to know myself, only me, no distractions.
I love that for you.
By the way, this book was based on a woman's life, Lindy West. So it's based on all true things, or maybe some of it has been exaggerated for drama. Fran, who is her best friend, who's played by Lolly Adefope, I hope I'm saying her name right. She's a lot more confident, a lot more assured in who she is, and I just love her. She's the one that kept me going throughout the whole show, I'm not gonna lie, because other parts I was like, this is so mediocre, I can't deal right now, I can't deal. And I'm sorry you guys, if you haven't watched my Mad Fact Diary, that was up there for for me. That is literally the best coming of age film that features a plus size woman. I made a whole rant about this on my Instagram stories. It represents different sexualities, races, genders, which I really like, because we had an Asian, so we have Asian characters, we have a trans character, we have a black character, we have different characters. Granted, they may not be the main character, but I feel like because it's not based on different people, it's actually based on someone else's real life, I feel like, you know what, I could deal with that, especially because the whole show is filmed and I think it's produced in Oregon, which is like some weird state in America. Okay, forgive me if you're from Oregon, you're not from a weird state, but no one really talks about Oregon, let's not lie. Am I even saying it right? No one talks about you guys, so it's all about LA, New York, but it's all about those parts. However, I do want to go and visit Oregon though. It looks really beautiful. I actually like the scenes that they were giving us, the mountains, the lakes. I was like, oh, picnic round there when lockdown's over. Anyway, so I could give them some leeway because obviously it's not based in a very cosmopolitan location, so I could be like, okay, I get it, what we're trying to do here. The reason why I really wanted to do this video is because there were just some things and themes I was picking up that were just starting to annoy me, because especially if you've grown up as a plus size woman, you see the tropes that are typically played, you see the kind of comic relief that's usually played, and for me, I know that there's some things that are really relatable. I was watching some things and I was like, oh, that's so cute, that's relatable. But now, because my life and the way I see things and the way I see relationships and how you have the choice and you can choose, I don't want to see that anymore. So we have Annie, and there's this, she has a boyfriend. Her boyfriend is called Ryan. He's not really, initially he's not her boyfriend, he's like her side buddy. And he would make her go through the back door so she wouldn't bump into any of his housemates.
Hey, you're cool with going out the back again, right?
Yeah.
Okay. They started off as side buddies, then they end up in a relationship, but there were so many problematic issues that propped up whilst they were still doing up side buddies, transitioning to girlfriend, boyfriend. So I just was like, girl, you can do so much better. And there was a clip in there that really caught my attention. She said that the reason why she stayed in a relationship with this Ryan dude was because even though he treated her like absolute trash, and then when they were boyfriend and girlfriend, she had to really mother him a lot, and she was really advancing and growing in her career and who she was, whereas it felt like he was still back there. It felt like as a grown man, because I'm looking at this character and I'm like, you have to be in your 30s. He didn't have any kind of zeal about him. And it just made me feel like every single time I've seen shows that centers around, you know, bigger women and love, it's always like they have to settle. There's just this element of settling, and it's really starting to annoy me, because yes, I understand that, okay, we all can relate to it and we all see this. I think, at what point do we start to gain control over what society has told us we're not allowed to have, which is a healthy relationship, which is a relationship where you don't have to be the one mothering. The relationship with Ryan, it felt real, because I've heard lots of my homegirls talking about similar situations where they feel like they had to stay in that situation with a guy because there's nothing out there for her.
It's in my life where I didn't think that I would ever get to have that, you know, because of what I looked like, or because there's a certain way that your body is supposed to be, and I'm not that. And that maybe if I was just sweet enough and nice enough and easygoing enough with any guy, that would be enough for someone.
In the clip when she said, oh, there's nothing out there, and I was thinking, but there is. It's not all or nothing. You can choose yourself. You can choose to start with the foundation, which is yourself. You can work on who you are and who you're trying to be, and you can say, you know what, I don't need this right now. I need to spend time with me. That's what I loved about the character Fran, because when she realized all the relationships in her life was just like, what is going on, she was like, you know, I'm spending time with myself. I ain't got time for this. I'm taking myself on date night. And she really was becoming a bit more introspective, not too introspective. So she spent time with herself, becoming a bit more introspective, whereas we saw Annie, who's the main character that we're following and we're admiring, she just felt like, it just felt like, okay, so now you know better. At what point do you do better? Like, at what point do we actually do better? And the whole premise of the show wasn't to lose weight to become better. There is nothing wrong with losing weight, okay? As long as the weight you're losing is not to appease to the egos of others, I think it's absolutely fine. If you want to lose weight, do it. And the show wasn't really about losing weight anyway. It wasn't about losing weight to find love. That wasn't what it was. The show was not about negative self-talk. Yes, we did look at different parts of childhood and how it affected you, but it wasn't about negative self-talk. So it's not even, that wasn't what it's about. I was watching it and I was like, this is really annoying me. Because you know when you see your friend, okay, it's like, you know when you see your friend and you know your friend deserves way better than they're allowing themselves to get. I don't want to spoil it, but it took a while for us to see some progress in her character. Because that Ryan character stays throughout the whole 2 seasons, if you're an average girl and you're watching this, at some point you start to normalize it. Because even me, I was starting to look at it and I was like thinking, oh, maybe they'll stay together. Maybe this is how it's meant to be. But I was like, I was wanting more. Because in the real world, we see women who are beautiful, bigger, and they're in happy, loving relationships. For instance, we have Kelly Thorpe. We have Chanel Ambrose, we have Tools, we have Monique and Sydney. I like that energy. I like seeing women choose better for themselves. Just because you are bigger doesn't mean that now you have to now take any riffraff that enters your life. Because that was the entire vibe I was getting throughout the whole 2 seasons. I was like, she's still with him. She's still with him. The first season, there was a moment where she broke up with him, but then she went back. And I was like, you deserve so much better. And her best friend, Fran, was just saying, you know, I'm not even talking about this guy with you anymore because clearly you don't realise that you deserve so much better, but you cannot keep going back to him. You know when it gets to a point where your homegirl says a guy's name and you just roll your eyes, just, oh my God.
The same guy.
What? That piece of shit?
Like that, it got like that. Fran just was like, I'm done. Fran was like, I'm done with this topic. I know some of my homegirls have gone through similar situations, whether they're slimmer, bigger, whatever, because I went to girls' schools, I've interacted mostly with women, and it's like, there's always this conversation like, oh my God, you deserve so much better, like so much better. And it's just a common recurring theme. I'm like, at what point do we say, you know what? I'm done with this and I choose me. You don't have to choose nothing, you can choose yourself. And you're whole in yourself. You actually are whole in yourself. No one's perfect. We're all still working on ourselves, still working on our quirks and kinks, whatever. We don't see shows like Shrill often, so when we do, I'm just like really appreciative. Like, oh, thank you. But let's talk about it. I wanted to really talk about why do we constantly, yes, we can all go through L's in relationships and the people we choose to be in a relationship with, but when do we start seeing like edifying stuff? At what point are we just always going to see the down and out? Like, because it is possible, like I've said, they are women in the world who are actually being loved on correctly. So at what point do we get to see that? Oh, are we just going to continue to just do the same old trope? I would like to know. Anyway, that's like my little 1-2 cent about Shrill. It's on BBC iPlayer. Go check it out. Let me know your opinion on it. Do you disagree with me? Do you agree with me? Let me share your thoughts. I'm actually genuinely interested. Like, share your thoughts if you have seen Shrill, or if you haven't, you can go check it out. It's very, very short. And I feel like there's a whole lot more to be said about this topic, but for now, I'm just going to focus on Shrill and what I've seen and how it manifests in society, because a lot of us will start looking at things like that and think, oh yeah, that's pretty normal, when it's not normal. You can choose better. You can either choose yourself and then also choose better for yourself. But yeah, that's my little 2 cent about Shrill. I know it's an old season, it's an old show. I think it came out like ages ago, but I only just saw it by accident. I told you about what Instagram's doing with their algorithm. If you haven't already, subscribe, comment, share the video as well to any of your homegirls that you think will be worth it for. Like this video as well. Did I say that? And thank you so much for taking time to watch me during quarantine. Bye.